Yo, what up everybody, this is RBT coming at you with my NFL Week 3 recap video. Um, it's really late as always, and there's one game going on, the Patriots and Ravens, but I can't stay awake to recap that, but it's 30-21 right now. Close game. Joe Flacco and Tom Brady are both having pretty good games, so it's going to be a fun finish. Brady already has 300 yards, there's like 7 minutes left in the game. Flacco has over 250, so Ray Rice is also having a big game. So it'll be a fun finish, but I think the Patriots will keep the victory in this game, keep the lead, and come out 2-1. The Rams lost to the Bears 23-6. I thought the Bears were going to win, but not by this many points. Jay Cutler didn't have that great of a game. He only threw for 183 yards, but their defense really is what won this for them. Wright had a pick six, and like I said, the defense is the main reason the Bears won this game. Sam Bradford had a pretty bad game, threw a pick, which was pick six. Ow. 150-something yards, 152 yards. Steven Jackson only had 11 carries, 29 yards. Glad I didn't start him in fantasy. Didn't start him because I said he was probable, and I didn't want my starting running back not to get any points for me and not play. So it is what it is. Moving on, Bills beat the Browns 24-14. Brandon Weeden was so-so, 27-43, 237 yards, 1 TD. Trent Richardson struggled with 12 carries, 27 yards, so it might make fantasy owners pretty mad. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a really early threw for 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then only threw for 1 the rest of the game, which was in the fourth quarter. He ended up with 208 yards, and Bernard Choice had Tashard, sorry, not Bernard, what the heck. Tashard Choice had 91 yards on the ground, so I had a decent game for the Browns. It's just kind of the same thing with the Titans. When you can't do much in the running game, you're not gonna win many games, and that's the Browns O-line is really struggling, and that's what's really kind of enhancing and diminishing Trent Richardson's rushing ability, but hopefully it'll get better. I'm a fan of Trent Richardson, so hope he gets better. The Cowboys beat the Bucks 16-10. I think I predicted the Bucks win this game. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. But I want to know if Cowboys got the Giants treatment on the last play of the game. I didn't see anything about that, but Josh Freeman really struggled this game. He was terrible. 10-28, 110 yards. They had 2 turnovers, and that's one of the main reasons they lost. Pretty much the worst game by far for Josh Freeman early in the season. Doug Martin had 50 yards on the ground. Tony Romo, decent game, 283 yards. Didn't do too much in the running game, but Miles Austin had a big game, had over 100 yards receiving. No TDs, but a pretty good game. And it was pretty much a squeaker, 10-16, but I mean a win's a win. Like I always say, either 2-0 or 110-109, a win's a win. Oh my God, man! The Titans 44, the Lions 41. I'm not even gonna talk about this game. If you want to see my recap in this game, go to my video. This game was just insane. 25 points in the fourth quarter by the Lions, 21 by the Titans. That's including 2 touchdowns by the Lions with 50 seconds left in the game, including a Hail Mary to tie the game, and a recovered onside kick, and punt returns, defensive touchdowns, special teams is what won the game for the Titans. I think the Lions ended up with about 550 total yards of offense. The Titans had like 400, but a win's a win. Jake Locker had a big game. His first game with over 300 passing yards, threw for 378, almost 400. So a big game by Jake Locker, and threw no picks in this game. So that's the thing. And not surprisingly, Jake Locker led the team in rushing again. 4 carries, 35 yards. I think Chris Johnson got like 20. I'm not sure. At 22 yards. That probably doubles his total so far in the season. Jaguars edge out the Colts 22-7. Jags had scored 9 points to the Colts 3 to win this game. Andrew Luck, he had a decent game. He was really good early on. but he kind of struggled in the second half. He ended up 22 of 46, 313 yards. Donald Brown went for 60 yards on the ground. For Jacksonville, Blaine Gabbert struggled as well, 10 of 21, 155 yards. But Maurice Jones-Drew returned to his old form and is what got them the victory today. He had 28 carries for over 170 yards. That was 177 yards. So a win for the Jags. They were down 14-3 at half, but I'm sure they'll take it. They outscored the Colts 19-3 in the second half, and that's what got them the victory. Moving on, the Jets beat the Dolphins 23-20 in overtime. The Dolphins were leading 10-3 at half, and then the Jets had to score 17 in the second half to tie the game and put it in overtime. But Mark Sanchez was so-so, 21-45, 300 yards. Both teams had 2 turnovers. Santonio Holmes had a big gain, 147 yards through the air. Ryan Tannehill was alright, 16-36, 196 yards. Reggie Bush wasn't even the leading rusher. Daniel Thomas was. Wow. Reggie Bush is on my fantasy team. I hope he didn't get hurt or anything. But kind of sucks for the Dolphins because this would have been an upset win and they would have been over 500, but Jets squeaked it out and got the victory. Biggest upset of the day by far. Vikings beat the 49ers 24-13. 49ers just couldn't get anything at all on offense, and Christian Ponder made that kind of surprise that defense of the 49ers, and they beat the 49ers 24-13. Christian Ponder had 198 yards, 2 TDs. They kind of helped Adrian Peterson in check. He ran the ball 25 times, but got about 86 yards. So, I mean, nobody really expected this, but congrats to the Vikings, a big win. They are now 2-1. I don't think anybody really expected them to get 2 wins the whole season. So, congrats to the Vikings. The Chiefs make the Saints record 0-3. I don't really know what to take of the Saints. The Chiefs did win this game in overtime, 27-24. I thought the Saints were going to win this game, but the Chiefs had to score 11 points to the Saints' none in the fourth quarter to tie the game up, and had to get that last field goal in the overtime to win the game. Jamal Charles had probably the best game out of anybody in NFL this week. He ran 33 times for 233 yards. That's insane. Only ran for a TD though, but he made up for that with that 233-yard performance. Matt Cassel was alright, 26-44, 248 yards. Drew Brees, 20-36, 240 yards, 3 TDs. Darren Sproles, 7 carries, 62 yards. So, I mean, the Saints, I think they're going to end up being okay. They're not going to be as bad as the record shows, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think they might get 7-8 wins, but it's not looking too good down there in NOLA. Bengals beat the Redskins 38-31, another tough loss for RG3. He played pretty good in this game, 21-34, 220 yards, 1 TD. He also ran for 85 yards and 12 carries, so he's kind of getting the Michael Vick factor on. I've been saying all along since his junior year, so actually since his sophomore year, he was hurt his junior year, that, I was saying this since his freshman year, he was hurt his sophomore year, and last as a junior, that I compared him to a right-handed Michael Vick. So, I stand put on that statement. But, I mean, he played a heck of a game. You can't help this defense. He hooked 38 points to the Bengals. But give credit to the Andy Dalton and the Bengals. He was 19-27, threw for 328 yards and 3 TDs. But Jarvis Green Ellis didn't have a good game at all. But AJ Green, 9 receptions, 183 yards. A big game by the receiver out of Georgia. So congrats to the Bengals going over 500 and 2-1 on the season. Gotta try to speed this up a little bit. Cardinals improved to 3-0. They're probably the surprise, or they are the surprise of football right now. They beat the Eagles 27-6. Bet this had Eagles fans scratching their head. Michael Vick didn't play that well. 17-37, 217 yards, no touchdowns. LaShawn McCoy had 70 yards on the ground. Kevin Kolb, 17-24, 222 yards. And Larry Fitzgerald led the team with 114 yards receiving and a TD. So the Cardinals defense is playing great. They've been playing great all year. Baltimore has cut the lead to 30-27, so that's a game to watch out for. I'll probably update y'all at the very end. But like I said, the Cardinals defense has been playing really good. So the Cardinals right now, surprise team in football, get the win and improve to 3-0. The Falcons blow out the Chargers 27-3. Kind of sad as a Titans fan, as we gave it 38 points to the Chargers last week, and they only get 3 points against the Falcons this week. So that shows how great our defense is down in Nashville. But give credit to Matt Ron and the Atlanta Falcons. He had 30 completions out of 40 attempts, 275 yards, 3 TDs. Didn't turn the ball over. Michael Turner, 14 carries, 80 yards. Tony Gonzalez led the Falcons with 9 receptions, 91 yards. Phillip Rivers kind of struggled, 21-38, 173 yards. And he really couldn't get anything going on offense all game. Falcons defense came up strong and got the victory 27-3. The Houston Texans improved to 3-0 and beat the Broncos 31-25. Old Peyton Manning was 26 of 52, 50% completion percentage, 316 yards, 2 TDs. I'm not sure if he had any turnovers, but Eric Decker had a big game off wide receiver on my fantasy team who I got really late. I thought was a smart pick. He had 8 receptions for 136 yards, but Matthew Schaub had a really big game, 4 touchdowns through the air with 290 yards, and Arian Foster also had a great game with 105 yards on the ground. So overall, good game of the Texans. And I've said this in all my videos, I think, and I'll say it again: the Texans have the best quarterback, running back, wide receiver duo in football, with Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson, Arian Foster. 2 more games to recap, I think. Yep. Steelers lose to the Raiders. This is a big surprise, 34-31. I thought the Raiders were going to be one of the worst teams in football this year. But they get the big surprise and score 13 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Steelers 34-31. This definitely was a shocker. Ben Roethlisberger did have a really good game, though. He was 36 of 49 passing, 384 yards with 4 touchdowns. So if you're not a Steelers fan, but if you have Ben Roethlisberger on your fantasy team, he definitely had a great game. Mike Wallace, 8 receptions, 123 yards, so he had a pretty good game as well. I'm sure Steelers fans are glad that they finally got their contract issues settled and he's on the team, because I don't know how great the Steelers wide receiver depth is behind Mike Wallace. But Carson Palmer, he's still around playing some pretty good football and got the win today. He had 200 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. Darren McFadden had a really big game, 18 carries, 113 yards, 1 TD, and I'm not really sure how the Raiders win this game. I know they had only 1 turnover to the Steelers 2, but they had the ball for 23 minutes, and the Steelers had it for 36. So turnovers really can be a difference in a game. That shows you right here. Even though the Steelers beat the Raiders in just about every single statistical category, the Raiders have 3 more points on the board and they can give themselves a W. So congrats to the Steelers on their first win of the 2012-13 football season. The last game was the Thursday night game. The Giants absolutely destroyed the Panthers 36-7. It made Cam Newton look silly. Made him look like he didn't belong in the NFL. He threw a few picks. Carolina, you're not going to win a football game when you have 5 turnovers to none. Either you can't give up turnovers or you have to create them yourself. But Eli Manning had a really good game. It was 27-35, 288 yards. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, the running back for the Giants, Andre Brown, just lit up everybody, ran for over 100 yards. Nobody really expected him to do anything with Ahmad Bradshaw out. But Andre Johnson finally got his chance at running back. It was a nice story because he was an undrafted free agent and nobody really wanted to pick him up, and the Giants snagged him up to provide some depth behind David Wilson. And had a heck of a game and definitely outplayed David Wilson and shined in the spotlight that he finally got, and hopefully he'll be able to stick around on the team. He ran for over 100 yards, 113 yards, 2 TDs. So glad for that guy. Cam Newton was 16 of 30, 242 yards. And Ryan Williams, 11 carries. I mean, not Ryan Williams, D'Angelo Williams, sorry. 11 carries, 50 yards. So, the Johnson proved to 2-1. So, they're looking to make the playoffs again, and that is it. It's not Monday, so I'm not gonna recap the Monday night game. So, it's 30-28. Baltimore is down by 2 with 2 minutes left. So I'm gonna go watch the end of this game, and I'll see you guys next week. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can never miss an upload from my channel and never miss my predictions, recaps, or anything like that. So I will see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, roll tide, go Sox, and go Titans. I'll see you later.